Ground Zero is more than just a love letter to the golden age of survival horror. And it's more than just a clone of Resident Evil. It gets its inspiration from all of the classic games like Extermination, Dino Crisis, and even Cold Fear to create what I would call a new modern classic. It's clearly made by a team with a deep love for authentic survival horror. This isn't your modern run and hide in a closet style horror game. And just like the classics, whether you're a special agent or an ex-soldier, or even a rider like in Silent Hill, you are constantly on the edge of losing the fight in a situation that shouldn't even have been happening. And in Ground Zero, you play as an elite operative named Xiao Yun, dropped into a mutated meteor-struck Busan where you immediately have to start fighting for your life in a completely twisted situation and environment. Now, one of the things that helps make this game stand out is how they nailed the aesthetic. They use something that is mostly a lost art style now, which is 2D pre-rendered backgrounds. And what makes it so impressive here is that they didn't just slap an image on screen. They decided to take the hard route and use geometry and cutouts to allow for a flashlight effect that actually casts shadows. And it's impressive, but it does come with some visual flaws. You're going to see some white edging around the cutouts in some of the sections of the game. And it's really not that bad, but if it does bother you, you can go into the settings, turn downscaling down to about 50%, and you won't notice it. You can even posterize the colors if you want to down to a lower bit value, which is really great for creating a more old school look. One of the things that I noticed with the art style was the cold blue hues mixed with the warm reds and deep contrast, for some reason just channeled Fear Effect to me. If you've ever played it, it's a quality that you immediately recognize. It's dark, but vibrant at the same time. Now, combat on the other hand feels a lot more like Cold Fear. You have a laser pointer while aiming and moving around, which is rare in a game with static backgrounds and fixed cameras, because it does make the controls feel a bit more awkward than they should be. But that is also kind of how all of these games work. To help fight that, they give you an auto-target system, where you tap L1 and it's supposed to lock onto the enemies, but it is inconsistent. Now, I did play a pre-release build, so thank you to the developers for the key. This could be one of the bugs that does get patched out in the final release. But honestly, a little bit of that jankiness is practically a cornerstone of classic survival horror games. Now, combat does include block, parry, and dodge systems, though I didn't use them. For me, I prefer just to blast the enemies before they ever get close. And one addition that they added in makes that even more satisfying, and that is the critical shot. It's very slow to ready up, and it is timing based, which they do give you a visual slider for. It is high risk and high reward, and if you hit it, it's a one-shot kill on most enemies, which saves you a lot of ammo. And the great thing is, it's not just a combat mechanic. It's also used for exploration, because you can use it to break padlocks and access new areas. When it comes to survival horror, combat is only half the battle. Without puzzles and backtracking, it wouldn't be a true survival horror game. Ground Zero requires you to use that thing between your ears. You have math-based safe code puzzles. And then you have to solve puzzles like deciphering a hospital keypad by piecing together details from notes. They even implemented a puzzle difficulty system straight out of Silent Hill 2 and 3, which adds great replayability. And backtracking isn't just padding here. It's essential for building that tension. It really reminds me of Dino Crisis. There are segments where you're just walking down a hallway past glass windows, and you just never know if something's going to smash through them. Speaking of which, there is a T-Rex in the game, and it does like to break through walls, so you have to watch out for him. Then, to further enhance the replayability, the game has branching paths. You choose between routes like the police station or the hospital, and they actually alter the weapons and upgrades you can receive, like a knife upgrade that you get if you take the hospital route, which also means that you had to fight and run from a very annoying enemy. He was a pain. So I've been playing the game on PS5 and it runs pretty good for the most part. There were a couple of sections where the frame rate would tank, specifically in areas with heavy rain and fire, but turning on downscaling fixed that issue. The only other noticeable issue is autosave hitches. Every time the game autosaves, you get a stutter. So let's hope that part gets patched out too. And of course, Malformation Games couldn't just leave it there. They decided to pack in as much post-game content as they possibly could, including unlockables and cheat menus. They deserve a lot of credit for adding these features in, which have largely been lost in modern games due to achievement systems. And it makes jumping back in and replaying it more fun, which is what gaming is about. So, I have a new scoring system. And let's see how Ground Zero stacks up. If you want to know more about it, it's in the description for you to check out. Gameplay, 33 out of 40. Great puzzles and a brilliant critical shot mechanic, though it does take minor hits for the clunky L1 and auto aim system. Graphics, 21 out of 25. Gorgeous pre-rendered backgrounds, but the alpha masking cutouts and outlines do deduct a few points. Performance, 20 out of 25. The frame rate drops in the autosave feature do hold it back. Sound and story, 8 out of 10. It's a great blend of Silent Hill's atmosphere with classic Resident Evil awkwardness at times. This puts the game in a solid B tier, with a total score of 82 out of 100. And if you're a fan of the genre, you're going to want to check this one out. Let me know what you think about the new tier system, and if you plan on playing Ground Zero. Thanks for watching. Would you kindly leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all on the next one.